Good morning children. Welcome to your science class. That is your EVS 1. Now, as you know that we have already finished chapter 1 and chapter 2. So today we are starting with chapter 3. Our chapter 3 is the excretory system. Okay. So in this chapter, what are we going to talk about or what are we going to learn? We are going to learn about excretion and excretory system, the importance of excretory system, and about kidney stones. We will learn what is excretion, what is the process of excretion, the excretory system, which are the organs which make up the excretory system, what is the function of the organs present in the excretory system, why is it important, why is the excretory system important for our body, and we will also learn about kidney stones, which is a very common, let's say, it is not a proper disease, but as of now I'll just term it as a disease, okay, which is a most common disease for our excretory system. Now, before we go into the details of all this, let us first see how our excretory system looks like. This is the structure of our excretory system. Okay. So, this in our last chapter, that was digestive system. Where did we end in digestive system? We told that the food, whatever the useful nutrients, get absorbed in the small intestine and the large intestine, and the waste materials finally passes on to the anus, right? Now, in our previous chapter, we were talking about the useful materials of the food. Yes, today we will talk about, or in this chapter, we will be talking about the waste materials that are left behind, right? There we left with the waste materials. In this chapter, we are starting with the waste materials. So, now, this is the structure of your excretory system. This is a normal human excretory system. Now, in the human excretory system, what are we having? We are having kidney, ureter, bladder and urethra. A few little hard names, I know, but once I want all of you to repeat along with me. Okay, so that it becomes easy for you or easy for us to pronounce this. Kidney, ureter, ureter, okay, ureter, bladder and urethra. Now, I will tell you what are these. These are the different organs which make up our excretory system. Now, our body is having two kidneys. So, these are the two kidneys that we have, and from the kidneys, the ureter, it is a pipeline, long tube-like extension, okay, that joins the kidney to the bladder. Now, the waste materials get collected where? The waste materials get collected in the kidney, okay, in the kidney, and from there it passes on, it passes through the ureter and finally reaches the bladder. Now, once it reaches the bladder, when the bladder gets filled up, when the bladder gets filled, then only we excrete the waste materials out of our body. Now, you all go to toilet, right? You want to go to toilet, miss? I want to go to toilet. It is not that all the time you want to go to toilet, right? After regular intervals. Now, why is that urge of going to the toilet? Now, we all know that when we go to the toilet, we excrete out the waste materials from our body. Yes? Now, children, don't feel shy. This is something that is very, very important in our body. I know many of you might be feeling a bit shy that, oh my God, what are we studying? That's absolutely fine, children. Science teaches us about our own body. And to live a healthy life, it is very important that we know about our body. Okay? So, that's a part of our life. Yeah? Just like without eating, we cannot eat. The same way, if we do not take out the waste materials from our body, we won't be able to live. Do you know what will happen? We will fall ill, we will go sick, we will grow weak, we won't be able to eat our food. So, it is also important, just like we need to know about the food and the digestion of the food, similarly we also need to know about excreting out the waste materials. Okay, so don't feel shy. Now, what was I saying? The waste materials get collected in the kidney, and from the kidney it moves to the bladder through the ureter. What is the ureter? What is the ureter? These two pipe like long tube like pipes are known as the ureter. Okay, they carry the waste materials to the bladder, and when the bladder gets filled up, that is when we feel the urge to go to the toilet, and the waste materials are excreted out of the body. The waste materials are excreted out of the body through the urethra. Okay, the waste materials are excreted out of the body through the urethra. So, what are the organs which make up the excretory system? The kidney, the ureter, the bladder, and the urethra. Now, the kidney, I'm sure you all have seen the rajma, right? Do you know what is the other name for rajma? Rajma is also known as kidney beans. Kidney beans. Why do you know? Because the rajma looks exactly like our kidney. Now, since we have not seen our kidney, but we all have seen rajma. Yes or no? So, the rajma looks, the shape of our kidney looks exactly like the rajma. The size is not like the rajma though. The size is a bit big. It is like this much. The size of one kidney would be this much. So, we are having two kidneys like this. Okay? Two kidneys like this. And from the kidneys, we have the pipe going out. That is the ureter. That is the ureter. So, the kidneys, the color of the kidney and the shape of the kidney is exactly that of the rajma. And the size of the kidneys are like the fist of our hand. Okay. So, what do the kidneys do? The kidneys, there are two pairs, and there is a pair of kidney. That is, there are two pairs. There are two kidneys. One on the left side, one on the right hand side. Okay. But bladder, we have only one. Okay. So, now let's move on to know what is the function of these organs. But before that, children, you are going to write the learning objectives, and you also have to draw the diagram. Now, where will you be drawing the diagram? This one, where will it come? This one will come in your CW copy. Very good. This is going to come in your CW copy. Your learning objectives and your diagram for the excretory system is going to come in your CW copy. And children, I hope you all are maintaining your copies very properly, because you know now, as soon as the school opens, you will have to submit me, and I am going to check each and every page. Okay. So, make sure you are maintaining the copy very properly. Okay. Now, let's move on.
So, children, now let's understand what is excretion. Excretion is the removal of the waste products from our body. That can include solid waste as well as liquid waste. Okay, so the definition of excretion is removal of waste from the body is called excretion. Now, what is the excretory system? The organ system that removes the liquid waste from our body is called the excretory system. While we were understanding our chapter 2, that was the digestive system, we already learned that the solid waste gets collected where? Gets collected in the anus and is thrown out of our body through the anus itself. Now, here we are talking in the bladder and the urethra. It is in responsibility for throwing out the liquid waste of our body. Okay, so what are we having? Two different excretory phases. One for the solid waste, that is the anus, and for the liquid waste we are having what? We are having the urethra, the kidney, the ureter that we just saw, right? Kidney, ureter, then bladder and the urethra. Okay, so what is excretory system? The organ system which removes the liquid waste from our body is called the excretory system. Now, what are the organs present in the excretory system? The organs present in the excretory system are a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, the urinary bladder and the urethra. You have already seen that in the diagram when I was explaining, right? So these are the four things which are present. These are the four organs which make up our excretory system. Now, what, as I have already told you about this, now let's know a bit more about it. The first of all, what are we having? We are having a pair of kidneys. Now, these are two bean-shaped structures located near our stomach, one on each side of the backbone. Now, you might be thinking that, Miss, our backbone is quite up at the back. But children, our spinal cord, if you follow the track, just do one thing, put your hand on your back. Did you do that? Now, can you feel your spinal cord? Yes. Now keep moving down along with it. You will see that just above your hips you can feel your spinal cord. It is a long cord, okay? It is a long cord. So near our stomach, on both the sides of the spinal cord, on both the sides of our backbone, the spinal cord is also known as the backbone, okay? We get our kidneys. And I already told you that what is the shape of the kidney? It is just like the rajma beans. So the rajma is also known as what? Rajma is also known as kidney beans. Kidneys are not known as rajma beans, okay? The rajma is known as the kidney beans because it resembles the shape of our kidney. The color of the kidney is also maroon, just like the color of the rajma. Okay, then, and I told you about their size as well. They are size of this. Yes, we put it like this and the other side, right? Two of them. Next, what are we having? We are having the ureters. They are pipe-like structures, as you saw in the diagram. One ureter is attached to each of the kidney. Okay, then we are having the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder is a bag-like structure that expands as it fills with urine. It is balloon-shaped when filled. Now you see, many times during the class, you want to go to the toilet and the teacher might not allow you because she is explaining something important. So, what do? You are easily able to stretch that time for you to go to the toilet. Yes, you can stretch the time to go to the toilet. Maybe if you asked in the second period, starting of the second period, and the teacher said that once after I finish the explanation, after that you can go. So those 5-10 minutes you can easily stay before you go into the toilet, right? So this capacity that we have where we can prolong, where we can extend the timing of our going to the toilet is because of the bladder. Now, the bladder is a bag-like structure and it keeps on expanding. It also has a limit, and that is why many of the times you feel that no, miss, I cannot wait, I will have to go now, right? So, the bladder is a bag-like structure and it expands to fill the urine, and when it expands, it takes a balloon-like shape. And once it gets totally filled in, then what? Then you need to go to the toilet, okay? To urinate so that the waste materials, the liquid waste materials can be thrown out of your body. Yes. Next we have the urethra. It is a pipe-like structure at the end of the bladder. It opens outside the body. The urethra is a pipe-like structure which connects the bladder, which takes the liquid waste material from the bladder and throws it out of our body. So children, this is where I will stop today. Okay. So today what did we learn? We learnt about excretion, excretory system, the organs present in the excretory system, and we learnt about the organs as well. How they are, where they are located, what is the shape of the organs, what is the function of those organs, right? In our next class, we will learn the whole process of excretion and some extra points that we need to know about the excretory system. So, thank you children and have a great day. Keep learning.